Hello and welcome to Canvas, the Niger-Delta Roundtable, where I discuss the future of this region, blessed humongously with hydrocarbon resources. Every week, we give some time to reflecting on topics relevant to the development of the Niger-Delta and her people. Now, this episode, no different. I'm here, and once again, we are focusing on how to take this region to a more promising future. The podcast is sponsored by the operator of the NNPC, Renaissance Total Energies Ajib joint venture, Renaissance Africa Energy Company Limited, headquartered in Port Harcourt. Thank you for joining. I'm Adedayo Elushakin. Now, the topic for this episode is Reforest AI. In Port Harcourt, 3 THs, Lesley John Jumbo, Bright Sunday, and Blessed Pepple, didn't wait for permission to solve a problem. They saw the trees falling, heard the silence growing, and decided to act. And with no formal training, they taught themselves how to code, how to build sensors, and how to listen to the forest. What they created is Reforest AI, a low-cost, AI-powered forest monitoring system that detects illegal logging in real time. It's a story of innovation born from urgency, of youth stepping into roles many adults have abandoned, and of technology being used not for profit, but for protection. Now today, I sit down with one of the minds behind Reforest AI to explore how this project came to life, what it means for Nigeria's forests, and why the future of climate action might just be teenage. Again, today's topic on Canvas is Reforest AI. My guest is Lesley Jumbo. Lesley Jumbo is an embedded systems engineer, co-founder, building next-gen climate technology. He co-developed Reforest AI, a scalable solution designed to combat deforestation and its impact on climate change. With a background in robotics, Internet of Things, and hardware design, Lesley focuses on creating systems that move beyond prototypes into real-world development. Lesley Jumbo, hi, welcome to Canvas, the Niger-Delta Roundtable.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Great to have you, really. First time I encountered you was at the last TEDx Port Harcourt event. That was some weeks ago.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you? What was your talk on, and how did that go for you?
So based off the theme, the next now, was talking about how we could use technology, to tackle climate change. I tailored it to Reforest AI as well, what we're building and how that's affecting climate right now. Yeah, the talk was good. I was happy to share what I'm building alongside my team. And yeah.
Great. At what point did you realize that illegal logging or deforestation is a problem? What was that aha moment for you when you figured something's wrong here and we need to do something about it?
All right. A certain man, Johan Elias, he bought a part of the Amazon forest. So I was wondering why. And he bought it so he could prevent illegal deforestation. So I was thinking, for him to want to buy a part of the Amazon forest, that means he just couldn't control deforestation, and he just didn't want any trees to be cut down illegally because it affects our climate a whole lot. So I was like, that just means there's really no way to stop this. It's becoming uncontrollable. I mean, people advocate, right? But it can only go so far. And I thought we needed action, real action. And I thought, okay, why don't we develop something that stops this problem, or prevent trees from being cut down? We have satellite solutions as well, but they tell you the aftermath, right? After trees are being cut down, it tells you how many trees and shows you all the stats, but it doesn't prevent it. So yeah, I realized that illegal deforestation was becoming uncontrollable, and it was something that needed to be tackled.
Yeah, but just because it was happening in the Amazon a problem might exist somewhere and not exist somewhere else, I think. So there was this fellow bought some parts of the Amazon and all of that. There was deforestation, big problem. You heard about it, and that got you thinking. But how did you connect that to the situation in Nigeria or the Niger Delta more specifically?
All right, so that got me searching. I did more research. I also wanted to know how trees contribute to the climate as well, right? And then I found out that illegal deforestation happens virtually everywhere for profits and many other reasons. So it connected all over the world. Everyone is suffering from, this particular problem. Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, we do need trees, don't we? I mean,
Yes.
we've got to make furniture.
Definitely.
We've got to make a host of other things as well. Yeah, that's been questioned, but people use it for cooking and other stuff. And well, we might say that we have alternatives, but maybe there are some things that we don't have alternatives, at least as yet. So we do need trees, don't we?
Yeah. Sure, the ecosystem still needs to be in check at the same time, because if we say that, right, we would basically be all destroyed if there were no trees. They play a huge part, and that's why it needs to be controlled. There are some areas that need to stay the way they are. They don't need to be displaced. The biodiversity in that area should just be there. There's some places that need to be developed for some reason, right? But what we are trying to do is to guide how much people are cutting down trees, because it shouldn't happen everywhere, right? Yeah.
All right, so was it just you or were you with your team? We'll come to your team in a moment and talk about the rest of your team. But at the point where you had this moment with the Amazon situation, and then did your research and see and determined, oh, got a crisis at home here as well. Did you come to this realization by yourself, or did you have a team at the time?
Well, I had a team, yeah, and I discussed it with them as well. But knowing about Johan was a personal discovery. Saw him on the internet. I heard about it, right? So yeah, but I had a team at the time. We used to prototype every now and then as well.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
So how did the idea for Reforest AI, how did that come about?
Okay, so we signed up for...
And what is Reforest AI?
All right, so we signed up for a hackathon.
Okay.
We wanted to test our skills because we took a whole year out just to build and learn how to, build robotics, embedded systems and all that. So we wanted to test our skills in a real environment with other people. And there was a climate part of the hackathon where you're building for blockchain, you're building for climate, that kind of thing. And we chose climate. And I remembered what I had, researched earlier. I'm like, why don't we just build something for trees? Why don't we just, and everybody added their inputs, and here we are, to cut the whole story short. Reforest AI, it's an AI hardware device to prevent illegal deforestation, right, everywhere across the globe in real time.
How does it work?
All right, so it is more like nodes, right? Uses GPS to triangulate position where exactly a Reforest AI tower is. It is more like a model that has been trained like a forest ranger that's been out there for years, a sound recognition model that listens for chainsaws, axes, basically any signature of illegal deforestation, right? And when it listens and it detects a threat, it then activates a deterrent system, which is bright, ultra bright flashing lights and pre-recorded messages through a speaker, just to scare off any intruder. And then it then sends data to authorized personnel. How it sends this data is it triggers an onboard camera and microphones. So it streams live footage of everything happening, sends it to authorized personnel so they see if it's actually a threat that needs to be taken care of. Yeah.
And has this been deployed currently?
No, so we are almost close to deployment. stage. We're still like trying to finish up the MVP. So we run a small pilot test.
What is MVP?
So MVP is something that we could demo with, maybe, show to investors that could, be interested. Something that works. Might not be the finished thing, everything, but it works. The core thing works. Yeah, basically. So that's what we're working on. Something that listens, something that can, have that deterrent mechanism as well to scare intruders. Something that sends data as well, right? And something that triangulates position. Yeah, something that works. Yeah, that's MVP.
Well, let's talk about this sounds quite incredible, really. Very impressive as well. Seems like a whole lot. But let's talk about your team for a bit. Who are the other members of your team and how was the team formed?
All right, so it's a really good story. Bright Sunday, electrical engineer, and Blessed Pepple, industrial designer, all self-taught. Blessed Pepple was my seatmate in secondary school, right? We just love to explore, do different kind of things. Well, we really knew what we wanted to do. Bright Sunday was my neighbor at home. He used to intern at an electrical store as well, repair stuff. So we also used to discuss about like futuristic gadgets we'd build when we grow up, and we were really small at the time. So when this hackathon was about, starting, right, I reached out to them. Blessed and I had already been learning how to build stuff, right? So we were kind of together. And I went to reach out to Bright. I was like, bro, join us. Let's be part of this hackathon, because I knew what he could do. He was really good as well. So we joined the hackathon. And from there, we started to tinker. The next year was the year to write our jam, but we did not. We left it so we could use the whole year to learn more and build more. So we built and posted online every single week. And yeah, that's basically a little bit of story of team. Yeah.
In talking about your team members, Blessed and
Bright,
you used a certain expression. You said self-taught, and for Bright also he says self-taught.
Yes.
When I was reading about you before this recording, you also were self-taught.
Yeah.
So what is it about the three of you? and being self-taught?
Okay.
The whole robotics and coding and all of that, and what's it like? Self-teaching yourself something seemingly that complex, especially in a city like Port Harcourt.
All right, so I'll drive back to 2021. We actually attended a boot camp, right, for robotics. Technoville, Nigeria sponsored. Well, it was for 4 days, just to learn the very basics. Every other thing was us learning, going on the internet, YouTube. I mean, this age, you just can't learn virtually anything online. So we're going online, YouTube, researching, practicing, building, failing, and steadily. Why I use the word self-taught, despite the fact that we went to a boot camp, is, it was just very basic knowledge, yeah. And every other thing was just us grinding out and trying to learn more, fail more, build more, and all that. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was quite frustrating at times, right? Because you had to figure things out yourself. It was painful sometimes because these are hardware components here. It's not just software. So in the process, boards got burnt, things short-circuited, money to buy more materials, all that pain. And we weren't earning any income. Where do we want to find the money to buy these things again? So the next place to look at is, mommy, please, So, it was quite good. And then we moved to Port Harcourt for school. It was harder because now we had to divide our attention, read and still build and still learn. But that was good as well because we met new people. We met people who were better than us. We could learn from. We learned a whole lot from. And that's an experience that I'm grateful for. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about school because at some point in the conversation, you talked about how when you and Bright and Blessed, pardon me, formed your team and you were learning and you were doing this and you were watching videos, and you had a boot camp and all of that. And then you talked about how you had to live off writing the UTME exam for about a year. So I was wondering, so what happened with that? And I'm not asking about the other team members now, specifically about you.
Yeah.
So what happened? I was going to ask you what happened with school.
Okay.
Or with education or formal education, as it were. So how did that go?
Yeah. So after the 1 year, right, we entered school, and we found that
let's talk about you. Let's talk about you.
I specifically found that it was taking a ton of my time. I like to put my mind into anything I'm doing, do it really good. I didn't want to be half here and half there. I wanted to be full focus on what I'm doing. And I just saw I needed to solve the problem of illegal deforestation. And it was not even a problem that people from this side really, really recognized. I had a whole lot in front of me, not just in building the solution, but letting people recognize the problem as well. It was a whole lot in my head. And I'm like, nah, school is becoming, a lot. And I just probably need to leave. And I took the bold step to leave. My parents, on the other hand, the typical African parents, they want the best for you, right? But I had to try to talk to them, let them know this decision I took. And yes, so I just wanted to dedicate my entire life to, building this thing.
So you made a choice to leave school for Reforest AI?
Yes.
And you described how it was tough on your folks, understandably, I guess. But how are they dealing with it now?
They left school as well.
Who left school as well?
Right.
No, I'm talking about your parents, your family, yes. How are they dealing with it now?
I called them, right, on a certain day. Called my dad on Sunday. I told him it was mad. My mom was mad as well.
Wait, was this recent?
No, this was a few months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they were mad. I'd already left before I told them because I knew if I had told them before I left, it wouldn't be possible. So I just wanted to take the bold step. And right now, they're kind of seeing results and they're trying to be calm, but they're not the kind of people who are convinced by, results and all. What they say is what they say.
Mm. Tell me about it.
So yeah, it's quite difficult, but I mean, they're supportive parents, so I mean, it's good. Yeah, it's all fine.
Okay, so you and the rest of your team at Reforest AI, you've done this thing, this brilliant thing. What's been the reception like, and who is the audience that receives something like this?
Okay, so as we know, it's in Nigeria. Climate is coming up. The issue of climate is coming up. Yeah, it's not. You go maybe try to pitch to an investor, oh, this is what I'm building. We've not eaten yet, and you're telling me about climate here. People are hungry. They don't want to hear about climate change and how you're solving the problem of, So it's difficult. Also due to the fact that we're building hard tech as well. This is resource and energy going into something many people don't even realize is a problem. But because it is actually a problem, we keep pushing. We have not really gotten so much audience from here in Nigeria. Our targets, conservation agencies, government agencies, environmental NGOs, people who are interested in protecting forests as well. The reception has been more of complimenting what we're doing and giving us accolades, but we've not seen any real acceptance or come and deploy here. We're not done with the MVP to even deploy, but at least here, or come and deploy, and we tell you we're almost done, we could strike a deal and soon. We've not, but we've gotten like reception from outside, more outside. So I see it as something that over the years would become more conversant with people here and would become more of a priority as well.
So this innovation or I could use the word invention.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
great. So this invention is not just for the Niger-Delta or for Nigeria, something that could solve a global problem.
Yeah.
Okay. That's even more awesome. I mean, when you think that you've got the height, it keeps getting better. That's cool. So you're receiving this reception from outside the country. There's accolades, all of that. What's been the nature of the reception that you've received from outside the country?
Well, from a conservation agency, come deploy, all right? Come and set up Reforest AI here. They had a space where they grow trees and all that.
Where was this?
It was in Malawi.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, come and test it here. Let us get data, see what we could use this data to do, how we could improve, nursing these plants and all that. But it was just not ready. Every other person, it was more like, accolades, media coming in. Wasn't really our target. Our target was more like, come deploy. Even if it's not done, we want to hear that. So that was like a validation to what we were doing. From outside the country, we got, reception from National Geographic Society as well, where they were able to recognize what we did and award us accordingly as well. Something to help us further develop Reforest AI and push it to a global scale. Yeah.
Which is something to further help develop. Are we talking
grants?
A grant.
Yes.
You don't have to mention the figure, of course.
Yes.
Okay, well, you got a grant for that.
Yes.
So that's nice. That's really cool. Right. So, I mean, every good thing, every good story has twists. I mean, if there aren't any twists, then you wonder, it's not really interesting. So, what were the twists? What were the challenges you and your team had to contend with in building Reforest AI?
Okay. In our early days, we didn't know much. We didn't know much about structure in a company or a small organization, We were only tinkering, trying to kill ourselves in the technical aspect of the whole thing. But then things started to become serious. There were problems of, you're trying to build this, you're trying to build that. Everyone has something they want to build as well. But are you talking about technical issues?
Whatever kind of issue.
Okay, whatever kind of issues.
Yeah.
All right. You're trying to build this, you are putting more effort, you're not. Everyone has equal capabilities, but the workload is different. And we try to sort that out, try to learn new things, try to understand structure, and make things just work. Also, we had the issue of material, like, money to buy, materials to build. Yes, we wanted to venture into other kind of careers to make money and fund this, but at the same time, we didn't want to get carried away. It was a whole lot. We had the issue of light as well, light problem when we want to build. So we had a friend, we used to go to his office every time to, come together and build and all that. So yes, hiccups here and there, but nothing so major, nothing here.
Have you had any real world tests of Reforest AI?
Well, yes. There was a time DW contacted us.
That's the German media outfit?
Yes.
Okay.
They came over to Port Harcourt here and they wanted to see it work. So we didn't really know about any forests around here, any controlled forests we could. So we went to school, Uniport, right? And we just had one. We had one device. We put it up on a tree, right? And yeah, showing the journalists all the kind of data we get from the tree, sounds, all of that, shook the tree a little bit, just try to simulate that environment we wanted. So it's not the ideal environment we really wanted, but it was just a little bit of test. Yeah.
How close are you to finishing up Reforest AI?
1 month.
1 month?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We have to go for a break shortly. Right. More on Reforest AI when we return. However, I must ask you this. I've been thinking this for a while. Maybe I should have asked earlier, but it just won't go away still. how big of a problem is deforestation or illegal deforestation is in the Niger-Delta or even Nigeria as a whole?
It's too big. When you say in the Niger-Delta and you hear Niger-Delta, you hear oil. And, a ton of carbon is being released to the atmosphere. Carbon depletes the ozone layers. Global warming accelerates. We need our trees to store this carbon. When you cut down a tree, all the carbon it has stored for centuries is released in an instant, right? And trees take years to grow. And these trees are literally saving our lives as well. So when you think about it in the aspect of Niger-Delta, remember the Black Suit era. If there were no trees, people would have died more. If there was any deaths, it would have doubled or tripled. But trees help capture all these things from the air, from the atmosphere, keep us safe. So it's really important. Nigeria as well, as a whole, trees makes the air cleaner as well, right? Captures carbon, tries to save us from global warming as much as possible. They do a whole lot. It also prevents, when you cut down the tree as well, desertification happens. The soil in that area loosen up, and that area is more prone to flood, right? So trees help in a lot of ways, yeah.
Today's Canvas and Niger-Delta Roundtable brought to you by Renaissance. We're discussing Reforest AI. My guest is Lesley Jumbo, co-developer of Reforest AI. We go for a break. We'll return shortly. Please stay with us.
In the heart of our journey, where the sun touches the earth and the wind whispers through the trees, a new chapter unfolds. A chapter where energy illuminates more than just bulbs. It lights up minds. A chapter of unity, a coming together with a common goal to energize futures and illuminating lives. In classrooms, young dreams evolve, inspired by the promise of a brighter tomorrow fueled by available energy. Small businesses flourish, becoming seeds of prosperity. Energy that empowers and is catalyst for growth and change. The future is energy. So, let's light up the path to a sustainable future together. Energy for you, me, and the world at large. Energy for people and planet. We are Renaissance.
Welcome back to the Canvas and Niger-Delta Roundtable brought to you by Renaissance. I'm Dial. Reforest AI. That's the topic for this episode of Canvas. My guest, Lesley Jumbo, incidentally, happens to be the co-developer of Reforest AI. Lesley, welcome again.
Thank you so much.
I must say, I'm truly astounded. I feel like, there are those moments you refer to as defining moments. And I feel like I am being, right now in this moment, as we're taping this, recording this, I feel like I am an integral part of history in the making. And I have you and the rest of the team to thank for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Not just for making me a part of this, your process, your journey, but what I feel and sense strongly that you will accomplish for the world, for humanity, for mankind. And it's the stuff I think that very great movies are made of. Who knows? Maybe a movie will be made of you guys someday. Right. So you talked about the kind of reception received mostly from outside of the country. You talked about a German media outfit, DW. You talked about a conservation outfit in Malawi. National Geographic, that's in the US, I think. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For the ground, maybe a couple others. But how about locally, and especially with government agencies? Has there been any contact and recognition of the work that you guys are doing?
Okay, so locally, we've had media outlets, right, reach out to us, basically just telling our story, trying to get to know us better, but nothing focused on Reforest AI. I personally have not made a bold step to, trying to pitch to, all these bodies like the NDDC and the rest of them, because we're not done with an MVP. So I want to go prepared. I want to go serious. But based off what we've been putting out, there's been no media outlets coming in locally for Reforest AI. Okay, we've had the gram, but just light telling our story, maybe on the internet, social media, that kind of thing. Nothing too serious.
I'm particular about government agencies, for example. Have they, of whatever kind, whatever nomenclature, whatever Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of whatever it is?
Right now, no. Right now.
And you mentioned that you haven't done a pitch, and you mentioned the NGDC, for example. However, did you do a pitch to National Geographic when they reached out?
Okay, so it was not. It was okay. It was more like we competed, right? It's more like a competition.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yes. And we got recognized, top honors for our solution. So yeah, they didn't necessarily reach out. We just participated in something that earned us. Yeah.
And you won something for doing that.
Exactly.
All right. What does success look like for Reforest AI? I mean, so maybe a couple of weeks, a couple of months down the line.
Yeah.
What needs to happen for you to say, yes, we did it.
Okay.
And we made it. And this is a success.
Okay. So in a year time specifically, what would happen that would get me smiling is seeing that the rates of deforestation in certain areas are dropping based off the fact that Reforest AI is deployed in those areas, that we're actively solving the problem that we were trying to solve, which is, reducing deforestation rates or preventing illegal deforestation. Yeah, so that's basically it, getting the rate of deforestation dropping because Reforest AI is actively, preventing these things from happening. Yeah.
I think I may have said this on a previous episode of Canvas. I know I've said it maybe I don't say it very often, what I'm about to say now, because I'm not proud of it.
Okay.
But I'm very concerned when I interact with young people. And I think that they got the priorities wrong. And I'm not saying that one can have fun. I mean, I'd like to have fun as a kid growing up, or when I was younger. And even now I still do, still young, But I think the priorities, and then I meet someone like you, and then I just smile again. I know, oh yeah, so the future is safe after all. We're not all waking up on Flick or concerned as to how many views or likes we get on TikTok, which isn't terrible, by the way. But while you're getting your likes and views on TikTok, can you be concerned about something else as well? Which is where I have a problem. And like I said, I encounter someone like yourself, and then the future seems bright. Again, it's not all doom and gloom. So that said, what do young people in the Niger-Delta, what do young people in Nigeria need to be able to focus the way you and the rest of the team have been able to focus and build things that are tangible, that matter, that actually solve problems?
Yeah.
What do they need?
I think it's more of a personal thing. Yeah. I think it's more of a personal decision. You are who you are, right? I mean, books are disposable. The internet is free. You can choose to be on the wrong side or the right side. There's so many problems noticeable on Earth, in your environment, in your society. You walk out of your house and you see problems on the street. You probably recognize, but a ton of people choose to ignore. Some choose to, try to solve the problem. So I feel like it's a personal thing. It has to be a realization. You have to realize that something is wrong and I have to fix it. What do I need to fix it? I need to learn a skill and I need to take action. I don't think it's something someone would intervene in. Yeah, I feel like it's personal. Let's say I'm trying to solve the problem of illegal deforestation. It's also coming from...
You are solving.
Yes, I am solving. It is coming from an emotional part as well. Someone who doesn't care can't just initiate that kind of feeling. So I feel like it's a personal thing as well. I think people should read more books. That one is really important. I really did not like books before, but I started to read books, and I now realize how much of a...
It's incredible, right?
Yes. It was so weird that I was not reading books before. When I started to read, I discovered how empty I was, right? Read books, learn new things.
It does things to your mind.
It does things to your mind, a whole lot of things. Like it shifts your perspective, and it can't be boring. No lies. Don't see this thinking, oh, maybe you find it interesting. I didn't find it interesting. I knew it was the right thing to do, so I forced myself to until I started to flow.
Or you could just find something interesting to start with, and then you branch out into other things.
Exactly. So basically, I feel like it's a personal thing. Yeah.
I get what you're saying about it being a personal thing. I mean, if you're not concerned about something, you can't dwell on it. You can't think on it. And if you don't think on it, you can't evolve anything that's connected to it. I get that. However, I'm thinking also, and work with me here, I think there's also a reason that most inventions and innovations don't come from the Niger-Delta or Nigeria or Africa for that matter.
Okay.
They usually come from the West.
Yeah.
From Europe, from North America, from Asia.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
Because you find, it doesn't mean that we don't have brilliant, skilled, intelligent, passionate Nigerians like yourself. We do. You hear a lot of instances where a Nigerian leaves the shores, goes to the US, goes to the UK, goes somewhere else in Europe, goes to Asia, and they're doing something great.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do it here?
Yes. This makes a ton of sense.
Uh-huh.
All right. So now this is not personal because it's obvious we have brilliant people here. One of the most brilliant people on the planet.
I agree.
So I spoke earlier about the National Geographic grant. Do you know it started from, they said, ages from 13 can participate. And they were willing to give such amount to 13 years old if they won. They're enabling development. They're seeing the future for such amount, right? Maybe in Nigerian, maybe a program happening here could be like, okay, your business must be registered, you must have a bachelor's degree, all these kind of things. All those kind of things, right? But creativity,
your blood record.
Like creativity doesn't start from
a father's deed of conveyance.
Yeah. You need to be open. You need to be open-minded. You need to support. When you see that people doing certain things or capable of doing certain things, you can support, because this is not trying to help them. You're trying to help society. You're trying to empower them so they can be able to solve a problem. And that problem that's being solved, you will benefit from it as well. Make the doors open so these skilled and talented youths or teenagers or men or women can flourish, right? So it's down to those who have the capabilities to help, right? To actually help. You see these people, you help and encourage them. We would have stopped a long time ago. But we know it's not easy. It's not an easy journey, It's hard. You don't just wake up one morning and someone say, oh, we'll fund you $100,000. No, we know it can be really difficult. So we kept on pushing and we're still trying our best, because we really want to solve this problem.
It's amazing, really. A couple of people sit in some place called a house for a couple of weeks and do stuff I don't understand. And the winner goes on with tens of millions in a brand new car and has got endorsement deals in the millions. And then some young Nigerian wins a mathematics contest or innovates something and gets 100,000 naira with some textbooks and a pat on the back. I'm not saying that the house thing is bad or it's wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm not anti-fun.
Yeah.
But I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't get that
initiative.
No. That's fine. I don't get the contrast. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
How that person who does stuff, once again, I can't comprehend, gets to go with tens of millions of naira and huge endorsement deals afterwards. I mean, they're literally made for life if they play their cards well. And then someone does something that innovates or wins a math tournament or something like that that's really out of this world and then goes home with a few textbooks and 100,000 naira and a pat on the back as well. But anyways, how about education? If there's something that we could do to our education, if you could redesign maybe environment, what do you think? What do you think needs to be done to our education?
First off, redesign your curriculum. Change the curriculum. Change your structure of learning, teaching methods. Change how many students are in a classroom. Change everything. Change the black and white textbooks to look more interesting. It looks so rigid and scary. Like, you walk into school and you're seeing angry lecturers and you're seeing black and white textbooks and a whole lot of people in the hall. It just really needs, a change in a whole lot of ways. But that is going to take a whole long time to change the structure that's been there for years. So you can introduce programs, orientations, maybe new subjects as well and extra activities. For example, I'm into robotics. For me, you could add to the curriculum or 3D modeling, intense 3D modeling, where there's actually a lab and we practice 3D modeling, coding or programming, and we actually use PCs and not have to use our pen on paper to program, because that's what happens. They don't really learn anything. And for many people out there that probably rely on universities to teach them everything, they come and they're disappointed. And that's why learning yourself is a whole lot. No one is going to come and save you. No one is going to even teach you everything. Even the university can't teach you everything. They're there to, teach you the foundation and help you have a background as well. So, I think they should introduce more activities or more lessons into the curriculum as well. Yeah.
Is that why you left school? Black and white textbooks and angry lecturers?
I mean, that was part of it. I honestly just did not like it. Not just university. I've never really liked school. Yes, I've never really liked sitting in a class. So I've always been so playful. Till now, I am really playful. Personally, I play a lot. So I just never really wanted to sit down, just learn. No.
You mentioned robotics. So, I mean, and since you're reading a lot now, and it's your interest as well, you might know the Nigerian, the one who did I think it's the first, correct me if I'm wrong, gaming robot or something like
Silas
that.
Adekunle.
Oh, that's his name?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe someday we're going to see something on that scale for you as well?
Definitely.
Okay, speaking of which, what's next for you personally? After Reforest AI starts solving global problems?
Yeah. Okay, so it is happening right now. AI hardware. I am on the side that collaborates with AI. I'm on the side that learns with AI and builds with AI as well. And there are a ton of times when I'm on the road or I'm washing, I'm doing something and I want to talk. I want to ask a question, and I can't stop and use my phone. So I'm talking about sync. It's something I'm building to sync AI with human beings. Pendants, bracelets that can help you talk with, AI or GPTs in real time. Remember stuff. Oh, what is this? Search on the go, all those kind of things. Yeah, so AI hardware is the next part for me. I'm already starting to build alongside building Reforest AI as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe slightly different, but what just came to me, what you just said reminded me of this movie. I think it was launched on Netflix earlier this year or late last year as well.
Atlas.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Is it something like that, maybe?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's hugely inspired.
Aha.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just in case you're wondering, we just gave you a recommendation for something, a nice movie. If you haven't seen it, you will not regret it. Especially if you're a sci-fi person.
Yeah.
Pretty cool movie, really. Okay. That's really nice. And I guess your other, are you working on this with the rest of your current team, or this is your project?
No, this is my project.
And they have other stuff they're working on.
Yeah, they have their stuff as well. Really cool stuff too.
Wow.
Yeah.
So and you know what makes this really fun for me? When it's besides the fact that you guys are solving real world problems, which is pretty cool. This is coming out from the Niger-Delta. It's coming out of Nigeria. So when the story is going to be told, and it will be told, it will be televised. The narrative, especially for foreign media, would not be American, Nigerian born. Because when we do well over there, then they start claiming us British, Nigerian born. No, this would be Bonny boy.
Yes, exactly.
Port Harcourt boy, Nigerian, out of Nigeria, out of the Niger-Delta. I mean, who says something good can come from the Niger-Delta? Yeah. No, it's pretty awesome. So what message do you have for young Niger-Deltans who are listening right now, who are watching as well and thinking, no, it's a bad situation. You know, we got the black and white textbooks, we got the angry lecturers, we have a power situation, deficit. We have a deficit in everything, really, with everything. Can't amount to much. Just just need to go through the routine and just see how things go. Or even turn to a life of crime, maybe. What do you have to say to them?
Okay. I'd always say you were born with a disadvantage or a ton of disadvantages that should be converted to motivation. You should be aware of where you are from, and that should make you want to do more. Convert the anger to push, drive, motivation. Look around you. Try to contribute to your environment. It is not easy. I mean, it's easy to be distracted. Right now, it has never been more easy to be successful, but it has also been so easy to be distracted as well. You choose the side you want. We can only say so much, but you decide what you want. You look 50 years from now, 60 years from now, where are you going to be? What is the story you tell your children or your grandchildren? It has to be interesting, right? It has to make sense because these are people coming out from you. They'll, have offsprings as well. Right now, do something now. There should not be one day, right? There should be a day one. You should start now to try to contribute in any way possible. And also, if you're having struggles trying to figure out what you want to do, just link it to your personal day. What do you like to do on a normal day? Let me try to solve that problem. If I like to play chess, maybe I love to play chess. Look, disabled people can't play chess because they probably don't have hands. What can I do to help them play chess? And you've contributed and you feel satisfied as well. I mean, if that is the only thing you do, it's it. So yeah, that's basically what I have to say.
And besides the joy, if I may add to that, besides the joy of solving a problem, the best business model also in the world is finding need, fill it.
Exactly.
And the Naira or the Benjamins, whichever you prefer, are going to roll in.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, so that will add to your joy.
Definitely. Your kids and grandkids will be very grateful.
Definitely.
So, on that note, we wrap it up. In this edition of Canvas Niger-Delta Roundtable, we've discussed Reforest AI, an incredible innovation, the handwork of three brilliant Niger-Deltans and I've had the pleasure of speaking with one of them, co-developer, Reforest AI, Lesley Jumbo. Lesley, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time.
You too. Thank you so much for having me as well. Thank you.
The podcast Canvas the Niger-Delta Roundup is brought to you by Renaissance Africa Energy Company Limited in partnership with the JV partners. I'm Daya Lushak, and if Lesley and his team can do it, you definitely can as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.